This video is about the Korean like drama comedy show called Chicken Nugget. It was on Netflix, and my opinion, I'm going to say watch it. So that's the first thing, watch it, okay? I do recommend it. I like these kinds of like these kinds of quirky types of shows, which this one is. All right, so it's quirky, it's funny, it is funny. Funnier in some places rather than others. It's not like a laugh a minute, depending on what is or isn't your kind of humour. All right, but it is a really good show. It's well produced, and it's quite unpredictable. Okay, the direction which it goes in is interesting. For me, to a degree, I did kind of predict where it was going, just because I kind of tend to think ahead of the story, and yeah, I did kind of guess which way it was going to go, and kind of how it might finish, because I kind of guessed what would be required to resolve this issue, and so I kind of did guess where it was going to go. All right. But yeah, I think it's really good. I think it's funny. It's a nice chilled out watch. I think nowadays there can be sometimes too many thrillers. All right, too many thrillers, too many serious things, too many things around murders and stuff like that. Sometimes you need to relax. You need to just chill out, stick a comedy on, have a laugh sometimes. Just, do you know what I mean? Just relax, and this is a really good show for that. Okay, so that's that. The performances are brilliant throughout, and I think this is the kind of comedy where it does take skill to execute this, and that's what you get in this show. All right, so I do recommend it. Watch it. We're now going to move on to spoilers. So spoiler alert, all the rest of it. You have now been sufficiently warned. If you haven't seen it and you are going to watch it, end this video now. If you're not going to watch it, or if you've already seen it, we're going to discuss it now. We're going to discuss spoilers, so you are forewarned. So basically, the idea of this show is what would happen if alien technology got into the wrong hands, or if alien technology, if aliens lost track of their technology, let's say, yeah, and that's kind of the basis of this show. And yeah, as I mentioned earlier, partway through, you're watching it, you're thinking about it. There's like a language that doesn't make sense on the actual equipment and stuff like that. And so I was thinking to myself, okay, so in that case, then we're probably looking at aliens here. I predicted that. And then skipping right over to the end now, basically, I knew that the only way to resolve this is going to be basically time travel. How else are you going to resolve this issue without time travel? That's what you're going to need. So yeah, I knew that would be a requirement of this. And so that is basically how it ends. It becomes a time travel thing, almost one of those time travel films where it's a circle, where it's like they're now going to go back into the past with no knowledge of the future or no knowledge of what's happened, and as a result they basically go down the same path again, potentially. And that is how it ends. It's where it comes to that scene again, that point where the daughter, the girl who gets turned into a chicken nugget, takes interest in the machine again, and so that you're going back into that circle again. So it's quite amazing in a way that happened, and it's just interesting. Now, one thing I really liked about this is the idea is so absurd. Like, writing this would have been amazing. It would have been fun to write this one, because at some point they've sat there and they've said, this girl gets turned into a chicken nugget, yeah? And you're watching this, and at points, you are proper drawn in. You are proper drawn in watching this, and you're thinking, what are they going to do? How are they going to turn this girl back from a chicken nugget to a normal person? How are they going to do it? And then it's like, it's just absurd thinking that you are hooked into this like ridiculous fiction. You know, it's hilarious fiction, and that makes it brilliant. The fact that you're invested in such a crazy idea makes it all the more impressive and all the more fun. So it's really good. I really recommend it. It's really, really well put together. Characters in it are brilliant. This yellow pants dude, he is fantastic. And one thing that I'll tell you about great shows is they have very recognizable costume. At least one outfit will be really recognizable. So when it comes to like fancy dress or events and things, you will see often the best shows represented in them. All right. And I bet you people in Korea will be wearing or using this outfit because it's one of those proper recognizable outfits. You know it's from that show. I bet you the show is quite popular or has been kind of popular in Korea. I think it would have been, especially for it to have appeared on Netflix worldwide. So yeah, look out for that. Good costume is often the sign of a good show. For example, Breaking Bad. There's plenty of outfits from Breaking Bad which you will have seen people doing back when that was like popular. And then there's that other Korean show about where they were playing that game. I've forgotten what it's called now. When they were all like numbers, they were all different numbers, weren't they? Like contestant 101, contestant 304. You know what I mean. Anyway, and so that was really popular, and there was really recognizable outfits in that. So it's a sign of a good show. All right, one of the signs anyway. And I find it interesting that a big part of this show, I mean, even the title itself, is food. Because I know that, not to like stereotype or anything, but in East Asia, food is a big deal. All right, big foodies out in East Asia. And if you haven't tried Korean fried chicken, I urge you to seek out Korean fried chicken. In my opinion, it is the pinnacle of fried chicken. Korean fried chicken is the best fried chicken in the world ever. Go and find it. There's a place called Kyochon, and it's a fried chicken place. I've been fortunate enough to go there a couple of times when I was on holiday abroad. I've forgotten which country I was in. I was in East Asia. I think I was in Singapore, actually. And yeah, I was lucky enough to have Kyochon chicken, and it is the best. I'm pretty sure it even gets mentioned in this series. And so the fact that this show is kind of about food, a chicken nugget, is amazing. There are parts of this show where you'll get vibes of Everything Everywhere All at Once, because you'll see somewhere later on where a person is actually made into tofu. So there's a guy with a tofu head. And that really gives you these multiverse vibes, this really interesting like sci-fi multiverse. Just again, another like quirky vibe to the show. In that scene, this character, Yellow Pants, he gives the chicken nugget girl, he gives her like a sesame seed earring or something, or just like it's just a giant sesame seed that he sticks on her. So yeah, really, really well put together. It is really an impressive program, and her story. I mean, well, this is the scene where that happens. All right, but yeah, it really is great. It really is brilliant. I do recommend it very strongly. So yeah, do watch it. Really, I think that's basically everything that I want to say about this. Brilliant show, well put together. Korean productions tend to be very well put together, in my opinion. I prefer more of the unusual stuff. Basically, I prefer the things that are not rom-coms or romantic or drama. If it's a bit thrillery, if it's got some sci-fi involved, then I'm more engaged. Outside of that, less interested. And this basically ticked a lot of boxes, so I do recommend. Oh yeah, and another thing which Korean shows tend to do, that I found at least, looking at things like, oh, what was that zombie one? Kingdom. Kingdom is amazing. Watch Kingdom. Oh my god. Watch Kingdom. Alright, don't Google it. It's Korean. I won't tell you too much. Watch Kingdom, okay, it's amazing. But that's set in like the olden days. And I know that Korean shows do like to go back to the olden days, alright. A lot of shows do. I mean, not just East Asian, like, that's all over the world, isn't it? People like to celebrate their history and stuff. And they do it in this too. And I really like that. It brings a lot of different aspects to this show. This show has got a lot of different sides. It's multifaceted. And it's another reason to watch it. You actually get past, present and future in this, and that's amazing. Right, I think I'm going to leave that there. That's everything I want to say. Chicken Nugget, guys, it is brilliant. I strongly recommend it. Do watch it. And for now, guys, thanks for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Oh yeah, and let me just add quickly, the pacing on this is really, really good. It's great. There's one thing which I think, which I've seen, which I think is, strangely enough, something I've seen in Korean shows. It probably is elsewhere as well, but it's one where the character who is quite logical, for example, in this it's the dad, so he's quite logical, or at least he should be, but then they'll do something really illogical, and I've seen this in another show, Parasite Grey. Again, it's Korean and it's really good, I recommend it. But let me tell you what happens. The dad, he is with this mad scientist dude, and that scientist he's telling this dad over and over, we're going to solve this problem, we're going to help your daughter, okay? That's what we want to do, we want to help her, and that will teach us a bit more of how this machine works. So he keeps repeating to the dad that we're trying to help, to the point where he gets the dad and he ties him down. And then, really, really strangely, it makes no sense, but it's just part of the story, which I suppose is needed to propel the story forward. The dad tries to beat up the scientist. The scientist is his only hope at that time of saving the daughter. But the dad starts fighting the scientist and not listening to what he's saying. And I've seen that in Parasite Grey as well, so another Korean show. I don't think I saw it in Kingdom, but I'm not sure, I might have. So yeah, they do this weird thing where the main character, who's been quite logical, who is the one who needs a certain thing to be done, then works against themselves. Bit weird. Anyway, just thought I'd stick this on the end of this video. Forgot to mention. Okay, in a bit.